Alrighty. Hopefully everybody is having a good time. If not, well, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not gonna. I cannot help there. But if anything, I can at least give you ear wiggles, and maybe that'll help. Maybe this will help. But if not, I mean, there's not a whole lot I can do for you. I'll cry for you. That won't do anything either. Okay. Anywho, with all that, you just got your COVID vaccine? Awesome. That's awesome, Sarah. Gotta stay safe and protected. Very protect. Have to be incredibly protected. But it is Wednesday. Hopefully y'all are having a good time. I am having stressful time. Kind of stressful. Mouth's not getting red a lot. Hold on, let me. Okay. The mouth should be getting red much easier now. Yeah. There it goes. Mouth is getting red now. Which is good. Oh, dangerous storm conditions are not good. Really wanted to ask, what configuration did you change? Oh, I didn't change a configuration there. I just dragged my my camera closer. That's all I did. Sometimes that's all it takes. It says thunderstorms in your neck of the woods too. Yeah, we've had a few here, but they're not like the worst things in the world. It could be worse. Could be. But they're not. They're fine, I think. I'm of the opinion they're fine. Lie's mouth is pink, not red. What? Oh. Thank you for starting after I got off work. That's fair. Is that Wizard 101? Wait, where? Where would Wizard 101 be? I'm confused. Where would this be? There's a tornado threatening Birmingham. Oh, that's like 2 hours from me. There. Your background. Oh no, the background is that's from Sonic. That's from Sonic. Here. We'll change the background. It'll be fine. Up. Which means I'm gonna have to change the background over here too. Give me a sec. Here we are. Everything's nice and clean now. So how about the massacre? Yeah, that's... We gotta talk about that. We gotta talk about that. I've got a bunch of stuff to cover where that's concerned, unfortunately. Yeah, no, we just had a we just had a massacre in Georgia. Like, it's fucked up. Yeah, we'll have to cover it here in a bit, but it's fucked. First thing I want to cover though is going to be something from Telltale though. Just sent me a link, the massacre. Oh boy. All right, I've got that link up. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
And yesterday was a really bad day for him.
Okay. Man, I am not excited to deal with this. Why was there a massacre? We'll get into that when we do. Sorry, hold on. I am trying to not handle, but I am trying to help someone with something right now. Okay, so we might as well go ahead and get into the first topic. After I talk a little bit about what's going on here. So you guys have noticed we're at 1 upload a day right now instead of 2. And there's a couple reasons for that. One, my channel growth basically stagnated again. It's not sitting in a good place. And I realize that what I've been doing is basically gaming the algorithm, just pushing as much content out as fast as possible so that I can pay the bills. But unfortunately, doing that burns me out like hell. Like to the point where it hurts. So, I'm at the stage where I realize I can't do that. And I want to do edited content again. I still want to use the live streams. I still want to be on stream and talk to you guys. Like that's a thing that's still going to happen. But yeah, no, it's a weird situation right now where like I need to do what I can to make enough money to survive, but also I need to do what I can to make sure that the channel can keep growing, because otherwise we don't make enough money to survive. I think it's therapeutic for you to talk to us. I mean, so if you guys think so, then awesome. The other thing is I don't want to get too terribly deep into my finances, but I did my taxes, and holy shit, I owe like $4,000 to the United States government, so that's fun. So I'm also having to make sure that like whatever strategy I do is cognizant of the amount of money that is owed. So yeah, it's fun. What's Jeremy up to today? Yeah, good question. I'm doing Geeks and Gamers, so we'll have to see here. Also, hello, Growlithe. Hello. Ow! Okay, fine. I see that you desperately want love. You smell like a wet dog. You have been out and you are a wet dog. Oh boy, adulting is hard and it sucks. It does. It does. I've been at it for a decade and I don't want to do it anymore. It blows dick. And like, I realize I'm in a unique position as a streamer where I'm able to basically go, this is my financial situation. If anybody can pull stuff together, that would be awesome. Which is a super privileged position to be in. But it does still point that, like, it fucking blows. It blows. Yeah, taxes blow. Think Geeks and Gamers is bad? Look up Just Some Guy and Nerdrotic. I'll have to check them out eventually. They may be people that I can cover during the during other segments. Do you hear about the new YouTube policy affecting creators outside of the U.S.? Yes, but so there's a caveat with that policy. The policy does not affect Canada, and it does not affect the United Kingdom, really, because they have tax laws and treaties that actually protect them from that. So what the fuck? Wait a minute. One sec. Oh boy, that's a... I just read what you sent me, David. How's it going, Nakami-san? Okay, so Sumbrennis. Basically, here's the deal. YouTube is employing United States taxes on things like super chats. So if a creator is in the not the UK, but if a creator is in say Germany or a place that does not have specific tax regulations that protect the creators in their country, the new YouTube laws will basically make it to where you have to pay your country's taxes and also taxes on the American dollars coming over if somebody super chats you from the United States. And when you do that, it creates a world where people are being paid double tax, and they're also having to pay tax without representation, because, you know, if you're in a separate country, you're not exactly getting represented in the United States for the money that you're throwing at them. Just started raining hard, really did. It didn't start raining hard here, but the sky is getting dark. You mean like Guam or American Samoa? Well, anywhere, really. Like, I know in the United Kingdom it's not as bad, because in the United Kingdom, they have a tax treaty that protects their YouTube creators from shit like this. But, well, Gage, if it's coming down for you, then it's gonna come down here in a sec, too. It's been raining here off and on. It's gonna get bad soon, which sucks, because, like, I need to burn more of the kitchen. So for those who don't know, there was so much wood that was stripped out of our kitchen when we built it that I have not been able to fully destroy all of it. I've done a handful of attempts at burning down the pile, but it just takes forever. So, like, every single time it rains really bad, it makes it better, but it also does not, like, get fixed. You're getting our weather, enjoy it. How many burnings can you hold in a hand? I don't know. I have no idea. Let's say contracting people to do an art piece. You have sales tax, ER plus, whatever the region you're buying from. Does anyone know what happened to Surus? Does the Bible have slavery debate video gone? Did it get taken down? Shouldn't have. I could ask James and see what's happened with it, but it shouldn't have gotten taken down. Ugh. It's literally gone now? Huh. Wonder why. Here, let me check it real quick. Give me a sec. Let's bring up that. It's still there. I see it right here. I can even click on it.
Hey everybody, tonight we're debating biblical...
That you can considers that closer to family.
Yeah, it's still up. How's it going, Pai Mai? I remember mispronouncing your name yesterday, so please correct me if I'm wrong. Pai Mai or Pai Mei? In your opinion, do you think Sonic Forces did Infinite dirty? Oh yeah, no. Just Sonic Forces could have done so much with Infinite, and they just didn't. This debate was about biblical slavery. That's what this one was about. Okay, so I've lamented a little bit about the current situation in finances and shit. I have a thing I would like. Two requests that can be incredibly helpful for me. Of course, you guys don't have to, but give me just a second. All right, for all of you... no, go back where you were. Thank you. All right. For all of you who are in... or on Reddit, I posted the video that I put on my gaming channel there. If you guys can do me, like, the biggest of favors, and please upvote that video and maybe even comment. Like, upvote the Reddit post, comment on it if you want. You know, anything positive. Basically, something to get that video shown to more people so that any work that's been done on it can actually go to a good place.
You're a hedgehog,
And
and
then
you have
past
supersonic
that...
power.
No, I don't... no, go away.
Supersonic powers.
Ball up.
Fuck off! Stop auto-playing, thank you. Alright, second thing. If any of y'all, after checking out that Reddit post... Because here, the Reddit post is here. And I really, really, really could use more than 5 upvotes on it so that it could actually get seen by more people. Secondly, this is the link to the video essay itself. The video, if you like Sonic or video essays or video games, then maybe this will be up your alley. But unfortunately, as you can see, it's not being shown on anything except, like, if you search Nekosura specifically, you'll find the video. But you don't see any stuff about this right now. The video's not doing as well as I would have hoped. So, Reddit's pretty strict about vote brigading. Fair. Now, I'm still gonna try. Hey, Cirrus, what is this song? It's amazing. This song is the first battle with Infinite from Sonic Forces. Shared on Twitter, upvoted, and commented. All right. Thank you very much, Kitty. Is positive or negative for Jordan Peterson? Oh, it's negative. It's negative. Dude's done some weird party. Says, oh, wow, I just found about your channel through the Super Straight drama, and I feel like I'm home already. Awesome. Well, I'm glad, Weird Party. Though, if I can ask, what has been done to make you feel at home? Though, because if I can isolate it, I'd like to repeat it so that more people can feel welcome. All right, I'm gonna check the Twitter post, see what's happened with that. Wish YouTube would put its channels first and have more people like Cirrus around. I mean, that would be helpful for me, not gonna lie. So we're talking about the massage parlor guy. Fun. Oh, we've got... Yeah, we got some stuff to cover. But the first thing we've got is gonna be... Bleh. Let me lower... Let me go volume settings real quick. Volume mixer. Do 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 do. There we go. Lower that down a little bit. Feel like it's a very good and welcoming community. Also agree with your points of discussion a lot. Well, awesome. Neat. YouTube leader has done a good job making YouTube money and being very big, but has taken away YouTubers' ability to make their own content and freedom. Weird welcome. Don't be weirded out by the unblinking one. Chat is just wild and teasing Sir, so that comes up. And then they start asking about my toes and shit. They're weird. Chat's weird. Chat is quite strange. Who made Sega think hedgehogs were fast? Good question. Sega's weird. Aight. Cirrus blinks, what the fuck? Look, sometimes I blink. Sometimes... Oh. Sometimes other things happen. Sometimes this is where we are. Forever. Anyway. I'm gonna make a new speedster. His name is Sid the Sloth. Perfect! You'll be able to catch up with Knuckles the Echidna. Yandere Cirrus is super creepy. I like it. Hey, there's also ear wiggles, too. Waggle, waggle, waggle. Waggle, 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 waggle. Wah. I hop on and that's the first face I see. What face? Yandere Cirrus is interesting. Zootopia Mesu. Okay, well. Alright. We need to commission a way for when Cirrus does the Yandere face for the eyes to change color. Y'all are gonna have to talk to Rimixen about that. Cirrus is either a Yandere or a reverse Tsundere. Are creepy ear wiggles a thing? Oh, wait, hold on. Wait, I think we can do that. I think we can do creepy ear wiggles. Hold on, let me just... Give me a sec. Here, let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do here. So if I'm here, right? Saying hello to all of you. Okay, let's see. I think we did it. Ah! have my full body yet. There we go. Exactly as expected. Just got some Yuri flashbacks from Doki Doki Literature Club. Ah, man, now I want to play Doki Doki Literature Club on stream just for people who've never seen it. Doki Doki Literature Club is fun. Okay. Okay, but the best girl from Doki Doki Literature Club. Honestly, I want to say Yuri, but at the same time, there is always Monica. There is always Monica. Just Monica, just Monica. There's a lot of Monica love in that chat. Is it best to watch from YouTube? Just wondering. So, like, wait, my channel? Or Doki Doki Literature Club? Because Doki Doki Literature Club is best experienced on your own blind, personally. Yes, where's the other chat? I'm just confused. There shouldn't be another chat. We're just on YouTube. We're just on YouTube. Masaka says it just hopped on. What the fuck is up here? So, right now we're talking about Doki Doki Literature Club. Wait, you're talking about... There's one of the... There's the chat over here. And the chat that you guys... Oh. I get it now. Okay, so... The chat that you're using is likely the YouTube chat. The chat that's to my left here, well, my right, your left here, that chat is the YouTube chat. Just, it's how I see it in this world. So, yeah, I'm just gonna keep on clicking my head to the side for no real reason. No real reason at all. Morgan says, oh, I understand me to live streams. Okay, cool. Now we know. We are here. Good. 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 We lean with it. We rock with it. We go. Okay, I'm going to obsessively refresh. You got Final Fantasy 1 Origins, your PS3 really bit. Final Fantasy 1's fun. It is. Okay. So let's take a look now.
You're ahead.
That squirrel
Stop.
looks familiar.
Oh, dearie me my. First of all, I realize I must go to volume settings volume mixer, rather. And lower things. Hold on. Fuck. Where is OBS? OBS, go down. Also, Smiling Game Master has donated $50. Keep up the great work. Thank you very much. That is an incredibly large and gracious donation, Smiling Game Master.
That squirrel looks
Thank you very much for
familiar.
that. Eric Knox says, my son Arthas says hello and keeps waving. Your son's name is Arthas? Eric? Eric? He's gonna kill you. Eric, does he know? Does he know who Arthas is? Does he know? Also, can I get a bunch of OWOs in chat for the $50 donation? He's 3, so he doesn't know. Eric. No king rules forever, Eric. Ah, all is right in the world. The OWOs have won. Notice his big donation. Oh, whoa, what's this? Exactly. Exactly. Okay. So, are you familiar with Retail's story so far in WoW? I'm not completely caught up. I used to watch a fuck ton of Novel, and that's how I got caught up with the story, but not lately. Wait, is this? Not if one of my partners is, so I want to sew fursuits eventually. It's been a fun challenge. Oh, neat. Did the name Arthas in as a joke and it was the only one we could settle on? Well, I look forward to the day that your son learns the origins of his name. Oh, yeah. This has been outpowered. If he travels to the North Pole and gets a sword to succeed me, I will be proud. Whew. Ow. You've lived an interesting life. You'll have no regrets. Well, hope you hold to that. Meanwhile, I'm just sitting here with a Sita, messing with it, realizing that I'm making some mistakes with my life. No. It hits hard, but it is not hitting anywhere near as hard as my Nexus now. I'm still so glad that I got the Sita. It feels great. But, anyway. What's the squirrel looks familiar from? That is from League of Legends. That is from League. I do want to thank both Smiling Game Master and Eric Knox for their donations again, because especially now that it's tax season, all of that helps so fucking much. You have no idea. Alright. Let's get in to the first bit. So, we can all agree that religion should probably be kept out of the classroom, right? Especially sex ed. I would hope we can agree on that. You know, if you want to go to church, if you want to teach your kids your religion, I may have my protestations, but I would rather my tax dollars not fund it, personally. I think tax dollars should go to helping people, not indoctrinating them. So, what do we have here instead? We have some audio from a health class that I think we should all take a listen to. If you haven't listened to this already, you're in for a ride.
When you get in 7th grade, we go a tad bit further, and then when you get in 8th grade, we start studying how dangerous sexual thinking and behavior, what it can do to you.
How dangerous sexual thinking is. It's just sexual thinking and behavior. And yes, sex is dangerous. Sex can be dangerous. But sexual thinking? Just thinking. Okay.
Okay? And the one thing is, I'm hoping that you all are brought up by a good family or person, whoever's raising you, that they're teaching you right from wrong, and that it's not okay to be sexually active.
So, a health class teacher who should be teaching children that, you know, when it comes time for them to be sexually active, that there are things you need to do to protect yourself, is instead going with the abstinence-only method of education, which we have seen time and again actually leads to higher transference rates of STDs, higher rates of teen pregnancy, just in general. And not to mention, it's morally shaming to people. If you have somebody who is sexually active, and you're shaming them for being sexually active, that's gross. Just throwing that out there.
If you look at the Bible, it says, sex isn't for love, it is for what? When is the time you should? After marriage. After marriage.
Okay, so we have sex isn't for love. You don't have sex for love, apparently, which is bullshit. Sex is for making babies. The only thing you can possibly have sex for is making babies. Now, first of all, I want to say that this is disgusting rhetoric to tell to kids. Because if they get to the point, like when they get to the point, if they are inclined to have sex, when they are old enough to, there's nothing wrong with having sex with the person you love. If you and the person you love consent to it, that's fine. And saying that that's not okay, that kind of basically slut-shaming is shitty. And it doesn't do anybody any good. It creates a very, very abused mentality. Secondly, this is a health class in a public school. Why is the Bible coming into this? If the teacher's a Christian, that's fine. You know, whatever. You be a Christian. Go do that in your own home. But don't indoctrinate children. And especially don't indoctrinate children and try to police their sex lives when they're older. You're not teaching them anything of value. You're brainwashing them.
So many kids that were so against me in my first and second period, you would have a heart attack.
So many kids in your first and second period are against you. Good. No, seriously. Good. There should be more. Easily.
It makes me sick how they believe. And I'm thinking, the upbringing that you guys are having from your parents. I'm not saying nothing bad about your parents. It's just...
Imagine. I'm not saying anything bad about your parents, but I just said something bad about your parents. And also, imagine being a kid and being told that the teacher is disgusted with everybody in their classes. Just think about that. If your teacher's saying that about the first and second period of class, what is she saying about you? What is she saying about you?
Different nowadays, and I hate it. They say all you do is you everything you're teaching about sexual transmitted disease stuff, you keep referring back to the Bible. And I said I almost said because I'm right, but
that is not. If you're going to talk about sexually transmitted diseases, the Bible is not going to be the thing you use for that. Okay? The germ theory of disease was not considered during biblical times. So maybe, just maybe, your Bible isn't the book to use here. Secondly, if you're going to be a snarky ass and just go, well, because I'm right, then you don't need to be a fucking teacher. You don't. I'm sorry. Any teacher who, when given, when asked a question about why they are referencing to a certain material that engages in that kind of fallacy does not need to be teaching, because you are demonstrating that your methods are shit.
You know, you can't force somebody to believe in God. And that's, whether you do or not, that's your opinion. But I just can't get my head into there where people don't really think there's a... I don't know, I'm just kind of shocked. They'll know one day, won't they?
All right, so this is basically a stream of consciousness from the teacher right now, where we've begun the conversation about sex ed, and there's already yikesy territory there being handled. But now we are in this stream of consciousness where the teacher is having to consider that she can't understand why somebody wouldn't believe in God. Well, I can understand why somebody wouldn't believe in God. I'm an atheist, and I can understand why somebody would believe in God. I did for over 18 years. But her, as a fully functioning adult trying to teach children, cannot step into somebody's shoes and understand this. And then she hits you with the, they'll know one day, won't they? Now, what does that mean? What does that mean? Well, what happens, for those who are in the chat, if you are a Christian and you believe in God, you go to heaven. But if you're not a Christian and you don't believe in God, where do you go? Where do you go? Just asking. Just asking. What happens? Please tell me. Because to me it reads like a thinly veiled threat. You'll know one day when God barbecues you. And that's just not okay. That's just not okay. I don't think it is, at least, personally.
That's what worries me. I don't want anybody to be lost. So I try to squeeze him in a little bit without getting in too much trouble.
So now the teacher is basically admitting that she toes the line constantly. She doesn't want people to go to hell, so she tries to squeeze in the indoctrination every now and again, just without getting into too much trouble, you know. She doesn't think about what her actions actually are doing to people, but she knows what the consequences of those actions could be to her. She knows it could get her in trouble. But she's doing it anyway.
But there's so many kids that don't believe in God and they don't believe in values. And they don't care whatever they do, however way they want to dress, whatever way they want to act. If they want to be with a boy or a girl, that's their choice. And that's fine. I'm not arguing.
Okay, but if you're bringing any of that up, that reads to me like you've got some misgivings about people falling in love with people who have the same sex as them. Whenever you do the whole, if they want to do that, that's their choice. I'm not arguing. Why? How did that even come up in the conversation? This is a monologue. This is your stream of consciousness. Why does gay sex come into your consciousness randomly while dealing with a health class after you just got done talking about kids getting barbecued?
I'm just saying I don't believe in that. And it's just a fight battle. I'm trying to...
And there it is. She just doesn't believe in gay people. Idiot.
teach you guys, when you learn about the body, you need to understand that when your hormones start being released, you're going to start having a little bit of sexual feelings or thoughts. That's normal. Everybody does that. The thing is, you have to learn to control those hormones.
Okay, that's fine, but in what way? See, it's one thing to say, yeah, when you start having your hormones act up, you need to learn how to control your impulses. You need to learn how to function as an adult in society who has urges and impulses. That's normal and fine. But based on everything else that we've heard during this track, directly after talking about how she doesn't condone homosexuality, it sounds like telling a homosexual person that they need to control being homosexual. Maybe this could have been placed in a different place during her stream of consciousness, because placed in tandem with the talks about homosexuality, this sounds... It doesn't sound like it's just saying, be a well-adjusted adult.
When they start getting released, yeah, you're going to start thinking differently. That's just normal action. That's what happens, okay? And it's going to happen between 9 and 18 or 19 years old. You're going to start thinking that way, okay? There's nothing wrong with it. The thing is you've got to choose what are you going to do about those feelings and thoughts. And if you're brought up with morals and values, then God's going to be there to help you make better decisions.
And there it is. This is either her trying to go on the premarital sex is bad tangent from the beginning of the conversation, or this is her mentioning how God doesn't like homosexual sex from that moment in the conversation. It's one of the two. Especially after having the conversation about children and barbecue. This is like what happens when somebody says it's okay to be different, but then they give you like all the reasons why they don't agree with you being different or thinking differently or existing differently, regardless of whether or not you have a choice. This is disgusting. If I found out that my child was in a classroom and this is what the teacher was saying to them, then I would be having a one-on-one confrontation with the teacher the very next day.
You're going to mess up, right? We all mess up all the time, okay? I'm just trying to tell you to be very careful, because when the hormones start being released, it's like they're uncontrollable. But you guys are the ones that you've got to get a grip on on those hormones, because they will ruin your life if you don't.
Okay, and while fair, maybe the conversation could have begun and ended with, hey, you're going to have hormones, and they're going to make you feel impulses, and unless somebody else wants to reciprocate those impulses, you need to get a hold of them. You need to put a stopper on them. That's a fine message. That's not what this message was, though. It sounded like that's what it was trying to be, but it was so thoroughly poisoned by everything else in it. It was so thoroughly poisoned by the religious rhetoric that message couldn't come across. We instead got a message about homophobia, and we got a message about children burning in hell because they didn't believe the same way the teacher did. And we get a message about not being okay with other people's choices, but accepting that they exist there. This whole stream of consciousness, all it seemed to accomplish was cementing that maybe this person does not need to be working in education, especially since they slipped in that little part where they said, oh, no, I know I might get in trouble. I know that I'm doing it bad, but I got to toe that line. I got to do it little by little, just a little bit at a time. That alone is enough for me to just go, maybe you shouldn't be teaching kids. Either stop. Oh, but you're not going to stop because you already admitted that that's a thing you're going to keep doing. Or just go seek out employment elsewhere. Or, fucking retire. Because that's not okay. But what do you think? Let me know in the comment section below. This audio has been making the rounds to a lot of people, and I am not okay with this particular scenario. I'm I want to know what you think. Please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. If you want to support my work and what I do, then there are links in the description below where you can do that. And as always, everyone, insert end of video tagline here. Did you hear about the pastor who got cold cocked with a baseball bat in Arizona because he was outside of a high school with a sign saying women deserve to be... No, I hadn't. What the fuck? So the pastor needs a drop this moment. David Thompson says, read that audio. Hold on. Sent via Discord. One sec. Let's read this real quick. Let's read this real quick. Let's see. All right, so the article says, bat-wielding Arizona teens assault slut-shaming preacher is a hit on social media. It was probably only a matter of time before someone popped Brother Dean Saxton, Arizona's infamous slut-shaming preacher, upside the head. For 4 years, Tabitha Brubaker, or for 19-year-old Tabitha Brubaker, that time appears to have come in the afternoon of Tuesday, April 26, when she allegedly cracked a baseball bat onto the side of Saxton's skull while he was evangelizing outside Apollo High School in Glendale. The result reportedly required 8 staples to repair. The reaction to the assault on social media is equally predictable. The Saxton-hating crowd is relishing the preacher's violent comeuppance. Saxton, far and wide known for his rants against LGBT rights, abortion, Islam, and, well, women in general, recorded the incident on his cell phone and later uploaded the video to YouTube. The video, along with coverage following the alleged perpetrator's arrest, has loosed a fountain of virtual vitriol. The YouTube video begins like many of Saxton's visits to high schools, mosques, and other public places. Many of you at this high school are bad, you're wicked, you're evil. It's time to change your evil and wicked ways, to become a Christian, to stop dressing immodestly, stop listening to gangster rap music. Is this guy stuck in the 90s? That's what preachers had an issue with in the 90s. We've gone past dubstep. We're in WAP territory now, dude. Okay? It's time to stop listening to the rock and roll music. Okay, that one was the 70s and 80s. Dude just baggaged everything and kept it for years. Hey, I haven't even gotten started. He replies, you need to get saved. You need to turn from your homosexuality. You need to turn from watching dirty stuff on the internet. Repent or go to hell. For the next 10 minutes, Saxton can be heard yelling about feminists, Islam, evolution, how Jesus Christ hates sinning students. At about minute 15, a man subsequently identified as a parent of an Apollo High School student enters the frame and begins trying to persuade him to leave the area. Says, are you sick in the mind or something? The kids don't need to see this around here. The man says, you're lucky these kids haven't knocked your ass out or something. And to be honest with you, you need to take that shit and go somewhere else. At minute 17, a loud metallic crack is heard. That is Brubaker's bat, hitting Saxton's skull. The cell phone briefly shakes, shimmies, and flips over. Onlookers gasp and scream. Moments later, cheers and applause break out as Saxton, a rivulet of blood oozing from his right temple, walks away. He says, I shouldn't have stuck around, he says to his phone, clearly stunned by the blow. 2 young men join him as he walks on the sidewalk. He just says, I just said it's not okay to be gay. I mean, like, very general. I didn't, say anything specific. They just hate God. Wait. You didn't, say anything specific? Yes, the fuck you did. Yes, the fuck you did. Okay. He didn't respond to the New York Times request for comment. According to court documents, he reported the incident to the Glendale police. The school's assistant principal also spoke with officers and identified the alleged assailant as a former student. A month later, Glendale police arrested Tabitha Brubaker at the house where she lives with her mother and sister. Armed with a search warrant, officers found a small amount of marijuana and a glass pipe in her car and booked her on 3 felony counts: aggravated assault, possession of marijuana, and possession of drug paraphernalia. Oh my god. So they trumped up the fucking charges. Her bail is set to $10,000 and she remains in jail. Okay, so I'm just going to go and say right now, when you have bail set at $10,000, this only affects the poor. This only affects the poor. Earlier this week, a friend initiated an online fundraiser to help cover the expenses. After 2 days, the effort had raised $2,800. A separate fund set up by a group called the White Rose Society had raised $6,800. Meanwhile, the outcry on social media over the arrest has been forceful and largely one-sided. But fuck this guy, he had it coming. The only thing that pisses me off about this is that I wasn't the one swinging the bat. If your rhetoric involves telling women they deserve to be raped, ask yourself this: would my time be better spent lighting myself on fire? I agree. A third said, yes, what she did was wrong, but it's understandable. If I was a woman and I was a victim of rape, I would have stuck the bat where the sun doesn't shine. Yeah, I'm okay with all this. Gonna be honest. Like, I'm sure there's somebody who's gonna go, why do you condone violence? Dude, how many people do you think are radicalized by this kind of rhetoric and then go on to commit violence on people? Fuck off and fuck you, if you're that person. Tabitha Brubaker was certainly wrong to respond to the violence, but when you think about it, it was really Saxon's fault by his own logic. Like men who can't resist raping those dirty, dirty whores who go outside looking like sluts with their elbows and knees showing, the one he says deserved to be raped, we can't really blame Brubaker for giving into her inability to deal with the misogynist bullshit and acting on her natural urge to bust the smarmy motherfucker's head. After all, by preaching hate in front of a high school, didn't he place himself in a scenario where he was likely to meet someone who wasn't willing to deal with this particular brand of awfulness? Boy, it sucks having your own logic used against you. That blows ass, doesn't it? If they deserve to get raped, you deserve to get your head bashed in, no? Just... okay. Violence is not always the answer, but sometimes in situations like this, it's the only thing that somebody will respond to. And I kind of hate that. But like, don't do this, but also don't be the person that causes somebody to feel like they need to do this. I feel like that goes without saying. Like, imagine how much harm is caused to hundreds of kids by having somebody who does that in front of a high school for weeks. Weeks. Okay. I think it's time to cover Jordan Peterson. Now, I'm not going to say that this dude is responsible for a shit ton of hateful rhetoric online, but this dude is responsible for a lot of hate rhetoric online. Now, I do want to go ahead and point out that he started an all-meat diet, which just seems like it's missing a lot of essential nutrients, and then ended up going into a coma during treatment because he was also addicted to his medications, dude's not in a good state. He's not. But then what happens when you have somebody who's not in a good state and you just get him on for an interview? When they're definitely not camera ready, but they're still going to be on anyway. Let's take a listen.
I suspect if you did the statistics properly, I suspect that medicine, independent of public health, kills more people than it saves.
So, granted, from Jordan Peterson's perspective, remember, the dude has been addicted to medicine. And there is an argument for how bad it is to have certain, like, let's take, Oxycontin as an example. There is an argument for how negatively stuff like that can affect someone, how much it can destroy somebody's lives, how much having, hardcore painkillers or anxiety medications or stuff like that can cause damage on their own over and above anything that they might actually try to help treat. All of that's fair. But I don't think you're going to find that when you, quote, do the statistics properly, that modern medicine hurts more than it helps. Because now you're having to weigh all modern medicine at this point. Like, the opioid crisis is a thing. That is an issue, yes. But the presence of modern medication, I don't think there's actually an argument for that hurting more as a net. Like a net harm over and above what it helps. That seems pulled right out the ass. Now, granted, it does seem like he admits that, at least at this point.
I suspect if you factor in phenomena like the development of superbugs in hospitals, for example, that overall the net consequence of hospitals is negative.
Now it's not just modern medicine. Now it's hospitals. Hospitals. Jordan, hospitals. Your argument is going to be that hospitals are a net negative. Should people just die in their own homes? Is that a thing that people should do? Also, the development of superbugs are not because of the existence of hospitals, Jordan. The development of superbugs is because we have conditions like the overuse of antibiotics, for instance, and we have not spent as much time developing the technology required to deal with the things that antibiotics are meant to deal with. Without the antibiotics, yes, superbugs become more resistant to antibiotics. And so you end up having to have things like bacteriophages. Because phages are perfectly fine killing the same things that antibiotics kill. And uniquely, the evolutionary track that a bug has to take to develop a resistance to being killed by bacteriophages also makes them weaker to antibiotics. They're so far, it does not seem like they can develop a resistance to both phages destroying them and also antibiotics at the same time. They lose one when they develop the other. It is a failure, not of hospitals existing, Jordan, but a failure of modern medicine not keeping up with the consequences of its existence. Because there's always going to be a trade-off. Like, acetaminophen, for example, is a wonderful medication that helps with tooth pain, for instance, something that I've been dealing with a lot lately. However, overuse of acetaminophen can, in fact, lead to liver damage. This is why other types of painkillers, especially topical painkillers, should be used in conjunction with them to lower the amount of reliance on something like acetaminophen, because that lowers the overall negative effects of it. That's not something precluded on the existence of hospitals. That's just how the side effects of medicines work. And, like I said, we can find ways to counteract those side effects, Jordan. But dude wants to sit here and say that hospitals existing create superbugs.
Now that's just a guess, and
I'm glad he at least admits it's a guess.
And it could easily be wrong, but it also could not be wrong. And
yes, that is how probabilities work, Jordan. That is exactly how they work. It's not a gotcha.
that is a good example,
No, it's
that's
not.
where my thinking about what we don't know has taken me with regards to the critique of what we do.
The fact that it's even plausible is a stunning
Well, medical error is the third leading cause of death.
Yep.
And that doesn't take into account the generation of superbugs, for example.
So, hold on. Jordan wants to sit here and talk about doing statistics properly. If somebody is going to die from a disease, and then medical error is involved in their death when they could have otherwise been saved, without the existence of the hospital, they would have just died. This is not the case for all cases, but for somebody who wants to talk about doing the statistics properly, you seem to be deliberately ignoring potential data here. Which doesn't help you, Jordan. And then his interviewer is just sitting there like, the fact that it's even plausible is stunning. The fact that something is plausible is not stunning. This is the same type of argument that causes people to go, the universe is very, very unlikely, therefore, God. Because I can't conceive of improbable things happening all the time. Meanwhile, they would like to go to the casino, play the lottery, or also play a card game. All of which involve incredibly high unlikeliness of probability. But go on, Jordan. Tell us about how hospitals are destroying the world. Let's go.
The generation of superbugs, or, if you're thinking broadly about it, I don't know where you stand on this issue, but I have been tracking the lab leak hypothesis for COVID, and it is very distressing to me that as much as it's an unsettled question, the evidence for the lab leak gets stronger over time.
Does it, though? Does the evidence for the lab leak get stronger over time? Let's go ahead and take a look at what Nature has to say about this. Let's take a look. COVID's origins and the lab leak theory. Yes, we'll accept all cookies. Where did the SARS-CoV-2 virus come from? As a team of researchers from the WHO prepares to report on the investigation into the origins of the virus, we discuss the leading theories, including the controversial lab leak. Although there is no evidence to support it, the lab leak idea remains popular among certain groups. Similar hypotheses were even touted about the Ebola outbreak in Sierra Leone. We discussed why theories like this seem to gain traction. Now, we're not going to go into the entirety of this audio, but I do want to point out that Nature, which is one of the leading scientific journals, though this is not itself, right here, this page, this is not a scientific journal entry, but this is an entry on Nature that is one of the leading scientific journals. And it is recent. This is March 5th, 2021, on their podcast, pointing out how the evidence is not in favor of the lab leak theory. The lab leak theory has been a thing for a year now with COVID, and yet that evidence is supposed to get stronger and stronger every day, but then when you go to an actual accredited scientific journal and look about the lab leak theory, even it's saying, no, this is bullshit. Conspiracy theories are convenient. That's what they are. I've said it 1,000 times. I will say it again. The mark of a good conspiracy theory is that it hits you with a compelling question, not a factual answer. The compelling question with this theory is it possible that this was made in a lab? And yes, it's possible. Just like millions of other incongruent things are possible. And people will cling onto that possibility, just like he clinged onto the fact that this is even plausible, is completely and totally stunning. No, it's not. The fact that something is possible, the fact that something is plausible does not make it stunning. It just puts it in a particular category.
all of the competing hypotheses fall one by one and are replaced by some alternative that hasn't yet been falsified. But that's very ominous to me.
Have you ever considered the fact that if you have a hypothesis with a null hypothesis, you have a proposition with a null hypothesis. Proposition is the lab leak. What's the null hypothesis for the lab leak? I want you in the comment section of this video to do me a huge favor. One, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do so already. But two, after hitting the like button, after going down there, I want you to tell me what the null hypothesis is for the lab leak theory. Because I think one of my problems with that theory, over and above anything, is that any single time that I've heard the lab leak theory presented to me by a conspiracy theorist, they have never given a proper null hypothesis. Now, what is a null hypothesis? A null hypothesis is basically, these are the criteria that need to be met for this to be proven wrong. If you meet these criteria, this is gone. This is not a possibility. And aside from the fact that all of the genetic markers that would need to be in the virus for it to be a lab leak, those have not seemed to have come out, I want to know what your position is still. What's the null hypothesis for this? Because they're certainly not going to fucking present it here. It's a possibility. And that's all it ever needs to be. Compelling questions are always better than accurate answers.
To me. And if this is the case, if this was a bug that was modified in the lab through gain-of-function research and escaped, then you have to add that to the balance sheet with respect to the costs of medical errors, because it looks like, if this was an escapee from the Wuhan lab, that it was an escapee from experiments designed to create a vaccine to protect us from future coronaviruses. So we can't say that with specificity, but if we look at the circumstantial evidence of what was being studied, how it was being studied, and what the likely purpose of those investigations were, then this is, the mother of all self-inflicted wounds, and it is downstream of naive thinking about the cost-benefit ratio of enhancing the infectivity of viruses.
Except that doesn't seem to be the case here. Again, we don't have a lot of evidence that this is something from a lab leak. Moreover, the category that you're working with is about hospitals. You're dealing with hospitals being responsible for more of these things. And these categories keep jumping. You see, first it's modern medicine. It sounds like we're talking about pills, and that's why I brought up the opioid epidemic. Because, yeah, there is argument there that modern medicine has led to an over-reliance on drugs. There's an over-prescription problem. And this has led to people being addicted to prescription drugs. Yeah, cool. I agree with you. But then when you move it from that to, oh no, modern hospitals are the problem. And then you move from modern hospitals, at least when it moved this time, it moved from Jordan Peterson to another speaker. This was created in a research lab. Therefore, let's go ahead and continue to have issues with modern medicine. This is the kind of thinking that leads to people doing a myriad of things. One of the big ones is arguing against having publicly funded healthcare. Because why would somebody who believes that public healthcare as it exists right now, is causing more problems than it's helping, why would somebody want their tax dollars to go to that? My argument would be that they probably wouldn't want that. Which is going to create more people who don't want to fund public healthcare, because they don't want to fund healthcare at all, because to them, healthcare is some type of big scam that is just hurting people. And on top of that, on top of the healthcare issue where that's concerned, even if they have healthcare, the likelihood that you're going to increase the amount of people who are, say, anti-vaxxers, because even in a world where they have healthcare, they don't want to utilize it, they don't want to engage with it, because they're worried that they're going to catch the autisms from a vaccine. This is the same kind of rhetoric and the same kind of thinking that leads there. And all of this from an interviewer who is trying to grab a person who apparently lives his life in 15-second increments while trying to tell the entire world what their 12 rules for life should be. Jordan Peterson and his interviewer here probably have a very bad case of brainworms. And I'm going to be honest, it doesn't surprise me how we have a higher proclivity for people to agree with conspiracy theories and become anti-vaxxers and stuff like that. Because people like this end up being the people that they're listening to. And I think that's just incredibly harmful. Personally. What do you think? I've already asked you what the null hypothesis would be when you're in the comment section below. Let me know what you thought of the video in the comment section below. Go ahead and hit the like button if you haven't already, and go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. If you want to support my channel and what I do, please consider checking me out on Patreon. Links to that are going to be in the description. And as always, everyone, insert a video tagline here. Is JP an anprim? What is an anprim? Oh, an anarcho-primitivist? I don't believe so. I don't believe so, but it's not outside the realms of possibility. We got 2 more topics to cover today. I'm going to use the restroom real quick, and then we're getting into the next topic. So, I'll be right back. Okay. Okay. I am just... Nope, let me get this on my head. There we go. Thanks for back. I'm consuming one donut. Oh. The new... Okay, so... It's not that you can't factor the unblinking one and the unblinking one doesn't factor you. It's that the unblinking one owos to donos. That's what it is. The unblinking one owos to donos. Why are you begging?
What's that donut? I've never had this.
Crowley. Baby. Crowley. She gets a donut. Level. See Snake serious as my sister just went ooh and oh whoa. I blame Cirrus. Yeah. I'm good. Growlithe is very sad. Where are the other donuts? You gave me donuts. Oh, Growlithe will eat that. Good girl. Eat food. What have you missed? Well, you missed Jordan Peterson. You missed us going over the audio that Telltale had. Sarah, you should look at MGG's Twitter. What is going on in the Magic Gathering Twitter? Oh, wait, no, it's Marjorie Green. Let's take a look. Wait. What is the VAWA? Oh my god, is she... Marjorie Green, why are you so dumb? Oh my god. I guess... And I did not want to cover Marjorie. this woman makes me ill. But I guess I am covering her tweets and Twitter. She's got a must-read thread here from Matt Rosendell. Let's take a look at the must-read thread. Thread. There is no compromise on medical experimentation on children. Experimentation? What's he talking about? Some in our party did just that last night when they voted to support a bill that would force states to work with organizations that serve sexual and gender minorities. That's a euphemism for far-left social advocacy groups who provide puberty suppression drugs, cross-sex hormones, and gender reassignment to minors. Republicans could have stopped it, even though we're in the minority, because the bill was brought up under a process that would require 2/3 of voting in favor. But there are enough of us in the House to win that vote. Many supported it under the rationale that they'll do worse if we don't get on board. Thank you, Marjorie Taylor Greene and these other people who I don't know nor care about, and the 71 conservatives who stood up to children, except trans children. Fuck those guys, I guess. That's what that means. That's what that means. They only care about cis kids. Any type of attempting to figure out what is going on with trans kids, any type of therapy, any type of puberty blocking medication to buy them time to make a decision when they are an adult instead of having to go through a puberty that is not their own. None of that is okay to them because they don't actually care about children. No. They don't. Unless it's a cis child. Oh, but to them, every child is a cis child. All of them. All of them are cis children. Now, it gets worse. It gets worse. So, there is a act called the Violence Against Women Act. And Marjorie Taylor Greene has some information that she wants to tell us here. Okay? The Violence Against Women Act expired 2 years ago. Let's take a look at what's being said here.
Thank you. Violence Against Women's Act. This is something that should protect women. Unfortunately, the Violence Against Women Act has expanded its protection beyond women and girls into transgender or biological males who are calling them women.
So the fact that the Violence Against Women Act includes trans women upsets Marjorie Greene. It's just transphobia, guys. That's all it is. Fuck nuance at this point. Also, don't you like the America First dog whistle there? Isn't that great? Isn't that sweet? You know, it's... She doesn't care about trans women. She doesn't. She doesn't care about trans people. And I'm so glad that this person got to become representative for my district by default. There wasn't actually a democratic process in getting her in. It's that the Democrats didn't have anybody to throw in at the last second. But, you know, it's completely okay for this person to be representing me. Isn't that great?
You see, Democrats know this is a bad policy and agenda. In order to pass it, they have to hide behind real abused women.
According to this logic, trans women are not abused. Trans women are not real abused women. So, if somebody beats the... hold on. Content warning, transphobia. Okay? Just so you guys know. Now that I give that content warning, this is going to get very dark. Now, let's say you're a trans woman, and let's say you are having a wonderful time with a partner on your first date, and you guys think, hey, you know what? We're gonna go home. We're gonna have some sexy times. And then that partner beats the shit out of you. And in court, they say, oh, no. I panicked because I found out that she had a penis. Now, everything else about this person looked completely and totally feminine. Everything. They just circumstantially, at that time, had not gotten bottom surgery yet. Or even if they did, you apparently thought that you could sniff out the transness in someone, so what have you. There's 1,000,001 ways people try to use the transpanic defense. So you find out that your partner was trans, and so you the partner beats the shit out of you. Now, you are a trans woman who has been abused. Violence has happened against you. This person believes that that didn't happen. This person believes that that's not a thing. Oh, I'm sure she could have some unique apologetic about it, arguing that no. I believe violence happened to a man, but that's not a man. They conveniently hide behind rhetoric like biological male, completely ignoring the fact that their social classification is in fact a woman. And violence has in fact happened to them. But Marjorie doesn't care about that. Why would she? Why would she? Why would a QAnon supporter care about truth?
Violence Against Women Act incentivizes fraud in housing by allowing people who have been evicted from government-funded housing because of criminal activity to claim after the fact they are domestic violence victims in order to keep their housing. The Violence Against Women's Act also...
So wait, the Violence Against Women Act is bad because if somebody is a domestic abuse survivor, they might be able to not be homeless. Am I reading that right, Marjorie? Am I misrepresenting what you just said there? Because that sounds like a good thing from my end of the aisle. If somebody's already being abused, they don't need to deal with being homeless as well. Now, you say that this increases the chance of fraud, the chance of somebody engaging in a fraudulent case, because if they're getting kicked out, they might just claim that their partner beat them in order to keep their housing. Now, I wonder, do you have anything to back that up? Any data, any statistics that say that since the Violence Against Women Act was enacted originally, the amount of reports of domestic abuse that were properly falsified increased? Really? Let's see. Are you going to provide that information to us? Because a statistic could help. If you can tell us via a statistic that there was, like a 20% increase in fraudulent reports, then maybe you'd have a leg to stand on. But what do you have to say?
Allows prisoners to pick their...
Oh, nothing. You don't have a stat. You just go to the next one, you gish-galloping son of a bitch.
Gender, and be treated and assigned by their specific preference. This isn't fair to women who are in prison.
So a trans woman who's in prison who wants to receive treatment based on being a woman, this is somehow not fair to women. This is because to Marjorie Taylor Greene, trans women are not women. This is why Marjorie Taylor Greene probably should not be in office. Because if you're going to argue that the minorities in your party don't exist, then maybe you should fuck off. But remember, when we covered the Blair White debate, we saw from Lauren exactly what people like Marjorie think of trans women. They just view them as freaks. That's all they do. Imagine. Also, David Thompson points out in the chat, wait, now they care about some prisoners' well-being? No, they don't. They're a convenient prop. That's all they are.
It should not be allowed for biological men to decide they're a woman and decide to tell people that they're a woman so they can be put in a women's prison.
All right. Let's see here. Let's take just a quick look. I'm just going to type in trans woman, okay? Put in trans female. Let's just go trans woman. You're going to tell me that her or for her that they should be in a men's prison? You're gonna tell me that's what you're gonna tell me. You're gonna tell me that they're not gonna get abused in that prison, that they would not fit better in a female prison, and if they do something horrible in that prison, then yeah, sure, at that point, maybe figure out something better to do. But as the default to you, these aren't women. Apparently. Marjorie Green makes me sick. She does. And no, I didn't want to grab Blair White this time. It's easy. A simple Google search just going, are these women to you? And you can't just say, oh, well, they all have penises. You don't know that. These are pictures on the internet. You have no idea with any one of those people. And in a proper society, neither would anybody in the fucking prison institution, because that's not their fucking business. It's okay, though. What else does she have to say?
The Violence Against Women's Act provides no exemptions for religious organizations when they hire employees.
You shouldn't have an exemption as a religious organization when you hire employees. I'm just going to go ahead and throw that right now. If you're going to be an organization that functions and tries to earn money, then there should not be a religious exemption that you can hold. Because what this sounds like, there's going to be somebody in my comments that says, wait, so you're telling me that if there's a Christian church and they're hiring, they have to hire a Muslim from off of the street? No. As an employer, you don't have to hire anybody. You have the ability. You've always had the ability to choose not to hire somebody if you don't want to. But you don't need a religious exemption to argue that you don't want to hire a Muslim person. You could merely just point out that no, that their religion necessitates the elimination of mine, or just go that our values do not coincide. They were not a good fit for the workplace. Workers' rights already are fucking shit in the United States anyway. It's not hard, especially not in an at-will state, to argue that somebody does not need to have employment at your place. Religious exemption that she's arguing for here is in the case of trans people, because this is all about trans people apparently, because that's her biggest number one enemy, because that's what Republicans think they can win the culture war on now. She's arguing that a religious institution that could hire a trans person who might even be of the proper religion, might even be the religion of the institution itself. If they have every qualification and they want to hire them, they can just choose not to. They already had that ability, but now they can go, well, we can't hire you because you're trans. That's the one they can do. But don't worry, Marjorie. We'll let you continue.
That destroys religious freedom.
No, it doesn't. Your religious freedom does not need to extend to an organization that has to hire employees. You're still able to practice your religion with or without an organization. If your religion basically requires capitalism to function, then maybe your religion's shit.
Democrats also refuse to support amendments to help women receive firearms safety training and self-defense courses to protect them against their abusers. Republicans have introduced amendments having to do with gun rights. If you want to help protect women, make sure women are gun owners and know how to use a gun properly in order to protect themselves.
So I got a question, Marjorie. Do we live in a world right now in the United States of America where a woman can go buy a gun from the store and then get a firearm safety course taught to her so that she can properly defend herself? Is that a thing she can do? Yes. Oh, by the way, Marjorie, do we also live in a world where there are other options for women to defend themselves? Such as tasers or mace. Now, granted, I would rather not argue in using those exclusively if you have the option to defend yourself with a gun, because mace, you can always miss. There's always a chance you will hit yourself. And a taser, if somebody's aiming a gun at you, the taser's probably not the best thing to use. So I understand that there is still need for the gun here, but do we not live in a world where a woman can go get that training right now anyway? Yes, we do. Of course, Democrats aren't going to push for something like that, because we already live in a world where you've already got that. This is like a Christian arguing that, no, they're so persecuted, they need all these extra rights when they already fucking have them. They already have privileges. You have the ability to defend yourself. You already live in a world where that's possible. Marjorie's just upset that she wants more, and she's talking about something that's completely tangential to the violence against women argument, and not actually part of that particular legislation. Why? But I said we would let her finish. We're gonna try. We're gonna try.
That's the greatest defense for women. Democrats want to use abused women to take away guns from everyone. Unfortunately, gun rights groups know how to pay attention to Democrat bills that affect Americans' gun rights.
So, at least here, she is somewhat correct. There are a handful of Democrats who do, in fact, want to instigate things like buyback programs to try to get more and more guns out of the hands of American citizens. Yes, that is a thing. That still has nothing to do with the Violence Against Women's Act.
Democrats want to completely dismantle housing contracts and leases in order to justify their hypocritical believe all survivors agenda, except when it comes to Governor Cuomo.
Governor Cuomo. I'm afraid I don't actually know what this one is in reference to. What is this one in here? How Cuomo's team tried to tarnish one of his accusers. Governor Cuomo. Let's take a very quick look here and see. Okay, that's... What is the Governor Cuomo controversy? Let's take a look. So I actually don't know this one. Cuomo's team tried to tarnish one of his accusers. People tied to Governor Andrew Cuomo sought to damage the credibility of Lindsey Bolin, the first woman to accuse him of sexual harassment. Wait. Okay, so days after Lindsey Bolin became the first woman to accuse Andrew Cuomo of sexual harassment, a series of Twitter posts in December tied the governor started circulation an open letter that they hoped the former staff members would sign. The letter was a full-on attack on her credibility, suggesting that her accusation was premeditated and politically motivated. It disclosed personal complaints filed against her and attempted to link her to supporters of former President Donald J. Trump, weaponizing the claims of sexual assault for Okay, so there seems to be a mischaracterization here from Marjorie Greene. So, believe all victims is a default. This is a thing you do not as part of due process, but as a default socially. Believe victims because it is more likely that they are, in fact, victims. Now, if we're talking about stuff where Governor Cuomo is concerned, now we have moved the conversation from talking about victims, how they exist in the social circle, and we are now moving into legal language. When we move into legal language, now we have to go through due process. Marjorie is conflating the legal language, where you have to deal with due process, to the social language, where we believe all victims. You don't believe all victims immediately when we're talking about due process. You believe all victims in the beginning as your default stance. And then, when due process is involved, that slate goes clean. Now you deal exclusively with evidence. Now, if you happen to find holes in a person's story when they claim that they are a victim, then by all means, from that point go, no, I have scrutinized your story. You don't seem to actually be the victim here. If that's what you need to do, go right ahead. That's fine. And yes, there are people who will use the believe all victim narrative in order to topple people that they don't like. But the fact of the matter is that when you have the believe all victims slogan dealing exclusively with social circles, and then you move on to stuff where a governor is concerned, we are moving into legal territory. And Marjorie Greene is not being honest about that. Because being honest about anything is not something she's good at, apparently.
Democrats want to create a violence against women czar at the Department of Housing and Urban.
A violence against women czar? Really? Oh my gosh. What else have you been up to? What else have you been up to? Let's...
Development and urban development. Now that they've destroyed the family and housing law, they want to push a progressive gender ideology through housing policy. That doesn't fit.
Wait, how does it not fit? Are you just going to say it doesn't fit? Or are you going to give... Are you going to do what you did with the last stuff that required actual data and just not provide any of it? Is that a thing that you're not going to do?
Make no mistake. Democrats want to create an authoritarian woke state where neighbors, partners, citizens...
An authoritarian woke state? Have you been sucking off David Silverman? Is that what's been happening? Because this just sounds like his Twitter now. Yeah, this would be funny if it was a Saturday Night Live skit, but when it's reality, it's a little less than fun.
And employers are afraid to do anything in order to avoid the draconian policies imposed under the guise of protecting women. We already know of many high-profile men who abuse women. Why don't we look in the mirror and take a hard look at the real abusers? I think Governor Cuomo would be a good one to pay attention to. Rather than trying to criminalize every church in America for not following the advice of the Transgender Coalition
time has expired.
of Gender Dysphoria. Thank you.
Okay, so first of all, if I have to have a choice between your church, which is a choice, it's a thing you choose to go to, having particular abilities that you want it to, or a world where minorities who don't get to choose themselves are comfortable. I'm going to go ahead and side with the minorities. Sorry, Marjorie. I'm going to have to. Which also means I'm going to have to vote against you in 2022 when the chance to get you out of office is there. Though the damage that you are trying to do is certainly noted. Now, I don't think I have to harp on over and over again that I do not like this person. I don't. Said this was this is whataboutism. Yes. This is a bunch of fallacies just kind of thrown into a blender and called a 3-minute presentation, and I'm not okay with it. So, look, I want to know what you guys think in the chat. I want to know what you guys think in the comment section below, because my personal take is that this is not even thinly veiled transphobia. This is just somebody going, no, trans people don't exist. We want to strip them of their rights and fuck them. That's what it sounds like to me. She worships guns and hates trans people. That's what it sounds like to me. And I'm a guy who likes guns. So, but I think I care about the rights of trans people more than I do about guns. Personally. That's just me. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. Please hit subscribe if you haven't already. As always, everyone, if you want to support my channel and what I do, please consider becoming a patron over on Patreon. And as always, insert end of video tagline here. I wish the Democrats had an opponent that wasn't fascist. That would force them to actually be progressive. Yeah. Yeah, she needs to go. She needs to be gone. I do not like this person. I wish for this person to be gone. Please. I do not like. Not at all. Not at all. Okay. A phallic smoothie. A phallus smoothie. I do not like green eggs and transphobia. Nor do I. So, I'm not gonna lie, though. I don't think putting the... So I do agree with putting the patches on thing. But I don't think putting the patches on is going to solve the problem where Marjorie is concerned. A phallic smoothie? Cucumber or banana? Get out. Oh, that is a face. That is certainly a face. The patches would be a small step in the right direction. True. Hell, I throw my patrons into the end of every video. You guys know exactly who supports me. Hi, Growlith. Okay, this is a funny comic. I like this. I'm just gonna show you guys this for a sec. Who's the only male VTuber now? Beep, beep, beep. I thought it was a grenade, but it was just Takahata 101. Throwing shit. Your words say get out, but her face doesn't. Ah. It's true. Okay. Oh, there was a thing I wanted to respond to. Where it be? Hold on. Rimixen, I need to look at your shit for a sec. Why is Rimixen only at 110 followers? We can pump those numbers up. What the? Tweets and replies. Where is the thing? Ah, here it is. Boom. I will say hi, but I will use that picture because it's scary. Growlith is very borf. Growlith is very borf. I'm gonna go figure out why she's borfing. Be right back. Okay. Okay. Somebody, the person goes, "I want more VTuber PNG your friend. Say hi." So I said hi. Like, wow, so you look, you look cute when it's the fucking hi yandere. Just hold on. Let's do this. Scroll up just a little. There we go. We've gotten the picture. There we go. How's it going, Geek Prime? Okay, I had to do that. That was fun. Also, when we're done with today's stream, are you guys comfortable raiding another VTuber again? Is that a thing that you guys are okay with doing? Once we're done with today's actual, like, topics? We have 2 more topics to go through. Think someone's trying to start a religion on Growlithe? Oh, no. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, no, bad. I'm just gonna respond to this. Just the void. Yeah, but only so you can claim tax exemption. What? Okay. Okay. Hold on. Where's my... Doot. Doot. Not Netflix. Where's... There it is. I'm blinking one on the board for... If all dogs go to heaven, can you dig your way under the fence if you're a dog furry? I don't want to answer that. I don't have a functional way of answering that. Not safely. Not safely at all. I guess says ha 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 ha. Are you a VTuber? No, you're not a VTuber. But you follow me. Ah, neat. Okay, cool. My brain just like went, oh my god, I need to network with other VTubers. A new religion, time to murder everyone. We would call that a bad religion. We would. All right. I'm not a VTuber, I am a YouTuber, though. Oh, was that you, Nakomi? I did not know. Fair enough. Oh, I see. Nico. It makes sense, then. Nakomi-san, Neko. Oh, I actually can see your art now. Neat. Okay. Suddenly thinking of 40k heresy memes. Okay. From among us, all I'll say is, time to worship Growlithe as the one who blessed us with Borfs. Yeah. Okay. So, let's... What is going on over here? Making sure everything is A-okay in random Twitter land before I go forward. Alrighty. Why am I looking at my Sonic Adventure 2? Hey! For you guys who were watching, I did a Sonic Adventure 2 video. Fucking go subscribe to that channel. And go watch it. Because, like, that would be really cool. Please and thanks. And comment. And all the things that make the algorithm happy. I'd really like to get my gaming channel off the ground. Like, I really, really would like to get my gaming channel off the ground. Anyway. That's just me asking. I just provided a link. Cedric says, I saw it, you reminded me how I loved that game. Yay! I'm glad. Okay. Into serious mode. Not super happy with this one. Seriously, if SA2 was so great, then where's SA2 too? Where's SA2 too? Some of sorts of, would you mind helping with debunking this controversy? What controversy? What? People are making false accusations to tear a fandom apart. Which accusations? Which ones? Like, I'm confused. Link me the video? Okay, where did you link it to me? My accusations against the... Those are valid. My accusations against the UWU fandom are completely valid. Hold on, I need to do a thing. There we are. No woo-woo here. We gotta start the Toho pick? Yes. Yeah, Submerged Sword, where did you link the video? Is it linked on, like, my Discord? Is it linked directly to me? I have a question, my friends last night. If someone in a poly relationship passes away, are they all widows or widowers? I mean, they'd all. It depends. Are they married? Because like widowing requires marriage, doesn't it? Am I wrong in that? At least I think that's how that works. Hold on, where's my OBS videos? I need to grab. Boom. There we go. A woman with a dead boyfriend isn't a widow? Yeah, not that I'm aware of. Like, I think the assumption is that they are married. Okay, if they're all married, then, like, if they're all married to the person, then yeah, they're all widows. You guys, I believe there's going to be those unity between the Owo and the Uwu faiths. Man, I just don't believe that. I don't. The Uwus have committed violence against us, don't you know? No Uwu. That is as part. Well, the fact that poly people can't get married is a form of oppression, yes, but is marriage a good thing? I would say that it's a risky thing, but I wouldn't say it's a good or bad thing. If somebody chooses to be married, cool. Maybe it's time for poly marriage rights? Eventually. Okay. Uwu's got killed by the Big Chungus Springs. Big Chungus... I need to get a Chungus Spring for my Aeon. That's a thing I need to do. I thought it was level of commitment and time together. Like, I would consider myself a widower if my BF died. He's also the father to my kids, though. Widower is not a legal construct, but a social one. So many in the poly community have considered the loss of life of a partner in a polycule to be widowed. Okay, well. That is fair. Emily the Fox says, what if I'm uwu and wowo? Owo. Out. Out. Okay. Serious mode. So y'all know that I live in Georgia, right? Like, this is a thing that y'all I'm assuming that if you're watching my channel, it's not news that I live in Georgia. Okay. So we need to cover something that happened in the Atlanta area now. And I'm not super happy about that. So, police investigate suspects' motives in Atlanta area killings. Atlanta. A white gunman was charged Wednesday with killing 8 people, most of them women of Asian descent, at 3 Atlanta area massage parlors, in an attack that sent terror through the Asian American community that's increasingly been targeted during the coronavirus pandemic. Now, if you guys didn't know, anti-Asian hate crimes have increased by nearly 150%. Now, this report is saying it's mostly in places like New York and LA, places that are densely populated and are more likely to contain areas where there's dense populations of these people. But the fact of the matter is, how many times was it said when Trump kept on saying the China virus, the Chinese virus, that kind of rhetoric would necessarily lead to an increase in hate crimes against Asian Americans? How many times was that said? And they kept on saying, like, various apologetics about how they were naming the virus off of where it came in from, where it came from. And so it was perfectly fine for them to do that. It was normal. That shouldn't be an okay thing. I mean, seriously. Seriously. Look at these. This is from a user named Kunda J. During the Texas mask mandates, this place still wanted people to use their masks when they come in. Graffiti being forced on their business. No masks! Ramen noodle flu. Hope you die. Kami. Kung flu. Oh, but no, it's okay to just keep on saying Chinese virus. China virus. Did you just keep doing it? It's perfectly fine. It does not lead to any major changes in the social zeitgeist that could negatively affect Asian Americans. No. It definitely doesn't do that, right? Right? Except it does. It definitely does. And it has. So, let's go ahead and continue with this abhorrent shit. Robert Aaron Long, 21, told police that the attack was not racially motivated. He claimed that he had a sex addiction. He claimed that with authority, saying that he apparently lashed out on what he saw as sources of temptation. 6 of the victims were identified as Asian, and 7 were women. It's not racially motivated, but there is a racial stereotype of massage parlors giving happy endings if they are owned by Asian workers. But no, totally not racially motivated. This is like somebody saying that me hitting a black guy in a cotton field wasn't racially motivated. I was just upset because I had a preconception about who should be working this field. No, it's still racially motivated. You were led along by a stereotype that was definitely tied to race. The shootings appear to be at the intersection of gender-based violence, misogyny, and xenophobia, Representative Nguyen said, the first Vietnamese American to serve in Georgia House, and a frequent advocate for women and communities of color. Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms said that regardless of the shooter's motivations, it's unacceptable. It's hateful, and it has to stop. Authorities said that they don't know if Long ever went to the massage parlors where the shootings occurred, but that he was planning to go to Florida to plot an attack on some type of porn industry. He apparently has an issue with what he considers a sex addiction and sees these locations as something that allows him to go to these places, and it's a temptation for him, and they wanted to eliminate that temptation. A massage parlor. That was your sexual temptation, apparently. When asked whether somebody could have sexual encounters at the business, Bottoms did not answer, saying she did not want to get into victim blaming or victim shaming here. She said police have not been to the parlors in her city beyond a minor potential theft. Sheriff Frank Reynolds says that it was too early to tell if the attack was racially motivated, but the indicators right now are that it may not be. Neither he nor Baker clarified their statements, but Baker did not return a text message seeking for more details. The attack was the 6th mass killing this year in the United States. We're only 3 months into the year. But it's the 6th mass killing in the United States and the deadliest since the August 2019 Dayton, Ohio shooting that left 9 people dead, according to a database compiled by the Associated Press, USA Today, and Northeastern University. It follows a lull in mass killings during the pandemics in 2020, which had the smallest number of such assaults in more than a decade, according to the database, which tracks mass killings defined as 4 or more dead, not including the shooter. Many suspects who commit mass shootings have a history of violence against women. The killings horrified the Asian community, which saw the shootings as an attack on them, given a recent wave of assaults that coincided with the spread of the coronavirus across the United States. Now, there are a couple things that I want to talk about before I go further into this article here. What's the stereotype we have that, like, if it's a brown person, we try to claim terrorism, but if it's a white person, we claim that they had a bad day or it was a mental health issue or what have you? How many times have we had that? Okay, cool. Now that we've at least established that this is a thing that happens, let's go ahead and talk about this.
And he was pretty much fed up and kind of at the end of his rope. And yesterday was a really bad day for him, and this is what he did.
He was fed up. He was at the end of his rope. There's at least a layer of understanding there. Why? Why is that even there? What happens here when you use language like this, and I'll show you what happens. It's in the comment section right here. This sheriff's a hero. This is exactly what I said about the January 6th riot. We need to understand why he got to this point. Just like people on January 6th, this never-ending cycle of eating our own and endlessly demonizing and dunking on each other makes us a laughingstock. So, hold on. It's not that you're wrong, but when you try to use language like this, you are putting a lot of the onus on the victims, because this person said that their reason for doing this was because the victims here represented something negative to him. The sheriff is saying that, oh, he was at the end of his rope. That's all. This is what he did when he was at the end of his rope. Yes, we need to understand these things, but not in this context. You don't understand these things by going, maybe we need to change the way the porn industry is so we can stop such, end of their rope people from going and killing people who work in massage parlors. That's going about this all fucking backwards. Completely backwards. Remember, anti-Asian hate crimes have increased by nearly 150%, and analysis of police department statistics have revealed that the United States experienced a significant hike in anti-Asian crimes last year across major cities. The analysis released by the Center for Study of Hate and Extremism at California State University examined hate crimes in 16 of America's largest cities. It revealed that while such crimes in 2020 decreased overall by 7%, because remember, all assaults decreased during the pandemic, those targeting specifically Asian people rose by nearly 150%. This spike in hate crimes against Asian Americans because, I don't know how many times I have to say it, rhetoric that is being used specifically to target them, and there are Republicans who will try to argue out their own ass that, oh no, they're not trying to target Asian Americans, they're not trying to do that, they're not trying to create that environment. And you know what? I want to believe them. I do, because I want the best in people. I want the best versions of people to come out. But when you say that, and after it being explained to you, as happened with Donald Trump, after it's explained to you that this rhetoric that you're engaging in is doing nothing but hurting those communities, and you just come up with an apologetic after apologetic after apologetic about why you should be able to use this racially charged language. Why this racially charged language is perfectly fine and acceptable. Why is it that people like this, once they know, or once they've at least been informed, that this kind of rhetoric leads to shit like this happening, that they continue to do it? Is it some naive, childish version of, I deserve to be able to say what I want to say? Because you need to understand that it's not just physical actions that have consequences. Lenora Lee in the chat, I've been at the end of my rope for a year now. 0 fatalities. Yeah. 0 fatalities here as well. The attacks began Tuesday evening when 5 people were shot at the Young's Asian Massage Parlor near Woodstock, Georgia, about 30 miles north of Atlanta, also about 30 miles away from me. 2 people died at the scene, and 3 were taken to the hospital where 2 died. So you know what I should say as well? Massage parlors are great, especially if you've got back pain. I don't see why you would take out all of this on them. I don't. About an hour later, police responding to a call about a robbery found 3 women dead from apparent gunshot wounds at Gold Spa, which is in a strip of tattoo parlors and strip clubs in one of the largest ungentrified holdouts in the upscale area of Atlanta. Officers then learned of a call reporting gunfire across the street at aromatherapy spa, and found another woman apparently shot dead. President Joe Biden said the FBI briefed him on the shootings and noted that Asian Americans are concerned about a rise in recent violence, a surge that he had previously condemned. He called the attack very troublesome, but was waiting for answers on the shooter's motivation. And I would say whether or not the shooter's motivation was entirely racially motivated, it's still based on a racial stereotype to begin with that led him to do that anyway. It was sexual frustration, according to him, and the connotation between massage parlors and sexual gratification being able to be had at them is an Asian stereotype. It dials back to it all the time, for some reason. Over the past year, thousands of cases of abuse have been reported to anti-hate groups that track incidents against Asian Americans, and hate crimes in general are at the highest level where they are concerned in more than a decade. I don't think I need to go further into the article at this point. These shootings are disgusting. The rise in racially motivated hate crimes are disgusting. But what do we do about it? What I've seen some people doing on Twitter and Facebook is, putting a yellow square, posting a yellow square on something to try to say, hey, yeah, I stand with you. And you know what? While that might be a neat thing, just like with every other filter that's put on top of somebody's name, every other hashtag put in there, that that only helps so much. It doesn't actually do anything. It's purely performative. Me as a content creator, what I do in a situation like this is I try to bring awareness to it. That's what I can do with my platform. If you don't have a platform, but you do have money, you do have options. You can go to www.advancingjustice-atlanta.org and you can make a donation to try to help activism in this area to try to lower the amount of hate crimes that do happen here. That is an option that you have. At the end of the day, just putting a yellow square up, saying, hey, I stand with you, that's not enough if people are dying. It's not. So, with that said, I will throw it on to you guys. What are we going to do about this? How are we going to handle this? What steps are you going to take going forward? My step is going to be to continue to try to raise awareness for this concern, to try to do my part as a content creator. But I want to know, what do you plan on doing? Let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you want to support what I do, well, this is not the episode to call that out. This is the episode to go here and do this. As always, everyone, insert end of video tagline here. I have a fascie in chat? Well, I trust all of you to be able to deal with them. I'm not going to let them derail things. Supermajority just sounds very, very white nationalist. Well, yeah, it is. Normally, I'd be fine having fun. Right now, I'm talking about a murder that happened in my own backyard. I could care less about a little dicked fashion chat. That said, about to say, I actually have friends in Poland who could argue against shit like that, but, you know, here. Better idea. A first Irish president. If you don't care about what happens to other racial minorities or what happens to other races, you only care about what happens to you, then you could do me a giant favor. You can go away. Whoop. Oh no, now first Irish president can't tell anybody anything anymore. Oh, damn. Oh, that sucks, Irish president. Oh no, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to ban you from the chat. Oh, damn. Oh, man. Oh, jeez, man. Oh, jeez. Maybe if you had learned to shut the fuck up before, it wouldn't have happened. Ah, damn. Oh, jeez, man. I'm sorry. Ah, man, here, I'll undo it. I forgot how to undo it. You know what? Around the time that I care, I'll figure out how to unban you. Oh, look, there was a definition of fascism up there for you, too, if you wanted to screen cap it. Go ahead, use it. Okay. Yeah, it's too bad. I only sympathize with people being banned that are from my own race, so I can't sympathize with you getting banned. I just can't. It just doesn't do anything to me. I'm sorry, man. It's just not my problem. It's just not. Oh, nothing happened between me and Lucy. Nothing. Don't worry. Nothing of worth was lost. He's an uwu. Ah. That's why he was banned. Yes, he was the first and last Irish president. Ah! Anyway. That gets an ear wiggle. Okay. Just got here to say, sir, only care about people being banned from my own race. Oh, Hugo, I can handle disagreements. I just don't allow fascism in my chat. Moreover, you were arguing about the efficacy of ethno-homogenous areas. And, you know, I'm just a fan of diversity. And I just don't like that kind of rhetoric. So all I have to say is that, you know, if you're going to do that, you're more than willing to have those opinions. But you can have them on an alt account. Because that one just got hidden too. Later, Hugo Cortez. First and last Irish president. Look, you're not a gender-bent cat girl. Therefore, you are not part of my race. So I don't actually care about what happens to you. I just don't. I can't. Look, if you're not a gender-bent cat girl, I just don't care about the plight of your people. I don't. It's just not a thing that occurs to me as something that I should be personally invested in. So I just can't. I just can't. Sorry. Said needs a Nerf gun. What do you think those are? There are no less than 4 Nerf guns, including the trans rights blaster up there. Questa says gender bent cat girl simpin. Thank you very much for the 10,001. Bring out the anti-turf gun. He had to. He had to do it to him. Dude, society has given me diversity has given me so much good food. And also, imagine, like, I'm just going to go and throw it out there. Imagine being a white guy, loving rock and roll, arguing against diversity. African Americans brought you your music. But okay. The fact of the matter is, there are more differences between white people than there are between white and black people. Because race is a giant fucking social construct. The sooner you stop being a simp for race, the sooner the world becomes a better place. Well, that's not me dissing rock and roll. That's me pointing out that rock and roll is an African-American invention. Emily says, I got a question. As a trans female fox girl, would that make you feel bad for me? Well, I don't feel bad for anybody for being trans. I don't. I feel bad when they deal with transphobia. But I don't feel bad for people for being trans. Oh my god. Okay, I have to show you guys something. Apparently, VTuber Booba Connoisseur has followed me. Alan Natherson says, I found an OWO translator. Oh, you're not going to get banned for that? That's the religion. Cyrus got into the catnip again. You're gonna die in the closet. Don't do that. I think that means that your OWOs are going to become ooh. Blasphemy is not allowed. Blasphemy is not allowed. Anyway. David Thompson says, I'm an OWO centrist. I'm here to reach across the aisle and stop the genocide of Uwu at the hands of the OWO far-right religious party we have here. How dare you assume that OWO does not have bipartisan agreements, David? There are good OWOs and bad OWOs. But I just have to point out, this is how I feel about Uwu. I literally lost the first Uwu war. That's a battle. That's a battle, not a war. I will win the war, okay? I will win the war. Bohemian Lucy says, this is my first time donating. I hope I'm doing it right. You're awesome. Thank you very much for the $5 super chat, Bohemian Lucy. Okay, so what is it? This is an Uwu. This is an OWO. That's... Here we go. This is an OWO. This is OWO. OWO versus Uwu. And I'll have you know, this is an OWO zone. The Uwus, they're evil. They're not allowed. In fact, you can even see from here, the Owos, we are the minority. We are only 33%. But we have won 48% of the battles. In Splatoon. But still, Owo is only 38% popular. We are the smallers. We are the minorities. We have to rise up. Rise up, Owo. Not Owo, Owo. God damn it. Fuck. Shit. Ass. Damn. Freudian slip. Dan Rook, you're fine posting whatever weather stuff you feel like you need to do. If you feel like you are helping people who otherwise would not know about a dangerous weather situation, then you are perfectly fine posting. I am not Uwu, I am Owo. Aww, did the dipshit come back? Yeah, they did. They made an account called Suicidal. Well, you can read it. And they're gone now. Oh, no. No, if you want to hear a Nerf gun fire, I have a hand cannon. Here. This has a sound when it fires. That's a little hand cannon. Hold on. Let me see if I can... Where's my screen? Why is that webcam not working? What else is grabbing that webcam? Something else is grabbing it. Okay, and now we pop you over to here. Now we pop you over. Here. Oh, we got something. That's not video footage, but it's... Why is that not working? I don't know why that webcam's not working. Let me add a video capture device. New source. Oh no, it just straight up can't grab it. Huh. I'm gonna have to figure out why that's not working. Okay, well. Fuck. Ah! I was going to show the hand cannon off, but I can't. It just the real life camera's not working. I don't know why it's not working. I tried. I'm sorry. I failed. Ellen says, I need to actually learn how to speak in Owo. Owo? Owo? Okay. Ripperoonie. Alright, we got one last thing to do. We got Geeks and Gamers. We got Geeks and Gamers. Did you miss topics? There's one topic left. Woo. One topic to go. And then we will begin. In the forest stage, in the forest battle, when the shadows forest lengthened, one stood. I'm reading Alan Heatherson's Whoa chat. Wait, David, have you seen the new Avatar? Have you seen it? I still need to do the Communist Manifesto as Mickey Mouse. It's just a very, very long project. But Mickey Mouse is a capitalist. Technically. Technically. For those who have not seen the thing. Hold on. Let me find it. Where the fuck did it go? Where's my Marxist Mickey? I had it at one point. Where did it go? I don't know where the Marxist Mickey went. I have no idea. I'm not going to fight for it anymore. I don't need to. Spanking is played out. New Kink is getting shot in the cheeks with modded Nerf guns. I will not be taking any questions at this time from frickin' Dweeb. That is. Welcome to the Twitter wall. Frickin' Dweeb, you just became part of my Twitter. I had to. The history of it to exist in society is the history of class struggles. Oh no. Oh no. Spanking is played out. The new kink is getting shot in the cheeks with modded Nerf guns. Correct. Okay. On to the last thing. I am incredibly late to the Mr. Potato Head drama that has been going on, but I did want to go ahead and take a crack at it, give my opinions on what has gone on with that. So let's go ahead and take a look at what Geeks and Gamers has to say about it, because I have never encountered these people before.
I dedicate this video to every single person that has cried and whined and spent days and weeks and months just complaining about Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers and the grifters and the people that are pushing hate and negativity. I dedicate this to all of you because you're all losers. You are not Cobra Kai material. You're not Geeks and Gamers material. You are NPCs. You are controlled by the mainstream media. And
so, wait. By spouting off all of these conservative talking points that we've heard from Matt Walsh, Ben Shapiro, etc., you're demonstrating that you're not controlled by media? That's the thing here? Okay, cool. So, first of all, I guess I need to go ahead and address, if your response to somebody saying that hatred is bad is to just go, you're not Cobra Kai material, who the fuck cares about Cobra Kai material at that point? Like, I don't think I have to care. Because at that point, your opinion is literally, let's exacerbate hatred. Let's keep it going. It's gotta keep going, apparently. Okay, Jeremy, what other words of wisdom can you give me? Or are your words of wisdom going to be as obsolete as that Wii U you have in the background?
big tech and the Hollywood overlords. You don't think for yourself. You don't have a working brain. Because anyone...
yes. But you, necessarily, you, Jeremy, you have the biggest of working brains.
That has been paying attention to what's going on has seen that this is what the plan was all along. To destroy everything.
Yes, everything has been destroyed. Including that running of Crash Team Racing you have in the background. It's all been destroyed. It's all gone. It's all gone. Society's gone. It's been destroyed by the wokies, right?
To destroy everything. You see little elements here and there, but finally, when you get red-pilled, you really wake up. And I got red-pilled after The Last Jedi. I didn't see a lot of this. Now, again, I noticed little elements here and there. I noticed the identity politics. I noticed the decisions, the questionable things, but I wasn't ready to just fully call it out until The Last Jedi happened. And then Disney blamed...
The Last Jedi? That's the thing...
Everyone, I was once asleep. I was a sheep to the mass media. And then, when I watched The Last Jedi, I understood what was happening in the cultural zeitgeist around us. Rise up, gamers. Rise up.
That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing. What the fuck from The Last Jedi got you to get red-pilled? Jesus.
The fans for calling out their bullshit. And that was my moment. That's where I finally realized what was going on.
Wait, so I'm just gonna go and say this right now. Y'all may not like it. Last Jedi was a good film. And the bad film of the recent Star Wars trilogy was the third one. And it was Disney's response to the fan backlash to create that movie in the way that they did as an attempt at course correction when there was no course to correct. Everything was perfectly fucking fine. I'm sorry. Last Jedi was a good film. You guys want me to do a whole video on Last Jedi? Sure. I will. I don't see what cultural awakening happens from watching Last Jedi.
Now, here we are today. Here we are today, ladies and gentlemen. And just when you think things can't get crazier, here we are. Mr. Potato Head is no longer a Mr. Hasbro, the company that makes the potato-shaped plastic toy, is giving the Spud a gender-neutral name.
That's a misrepresentation of what Hasbro actually did. But I understand the nature of clickbait.
Potato Head. The change will appear on boxes this year. This really happened. This really happened. This decision, this announcement really happened. This is not the Onion. This is not the Babylon Bee. This was a real announcement. This has always been the plan by them. They will never stop.
The plan This has always been the plan. The plan was to get the potato heads. The plan was always when you're so red-pilled, you become a fucking idiot. That's what I'm getting from Jeremy here. Is that if the red pill's a suppository because these people talk out of their asses. Okay, so the potato head thing. I'm just gonna go and throw it out right now. The potato head toy, what they did is they changed the toy's brand name from Mr. Potato Head to Potato Head, but Mr. Potato Head, the character within the brand name, is still called Mr. Potato Head, because there's also a Mrs. Potato Head. Now, the way those toys look... In fact, actually, let me see if I can find the box. Let me find the box. Let's see here. So now the brand is Potato Head. Originally, the brand was just Mr. Potato Head, but now the brand is Potato Head. Let me see if I can find the new box. I should have had this one prepared. Ah! Here we are. So, here's what Jeremy is so upset about. These are the boxes here. Images are from Hasbro. The brand name is now Potato Head. Wait. But it still says Mr. Potato Head on the box. All they've done is change the brand name to Potato Head. This isn't even like, let's be more inclusive. This is just, let's be brand consistent. So we don't have Mrs. Potato Head under the Mr. Potato Head label. Mrs. Potato Head is under the Potato Head label, just like Mr. Potato Head is under the Potato Head label. This is apparently the thing that Jeremy is so worked up over. This is super important, guys. Disney red-pilled him. This is very important, everyone.
If you don't call them out, if you don't get angry, if you don't continue to stay the course, then this is what's going to happen if you don't fight against it. So
if you don't fight against it, a brand will change the brand name of its brand to be gender neutral, to be more consistent with the products it creates. I'm gonna bludgeon my face off.
So for all the people going, you make too many hate videos, Jeremy. You make too many mean videos, Jeremy. No, you're just a fucking pussy and you can't think for yourself.
Dude, Jeremy, is your dick 2 inches big? As a fellow, little dick gamer, I have to say, the small penis energy that I'm getting from you, it is palpable. The energy that I'm feeling from you, look, I could create a spirit bomb with the energy that you're giving me right now. The problem is the spirit bomb would have a tiny cock.
If you have ever said, I make too many hate videos, you're a pussy and you can't think for yourself.
So, Jeremy, I have a question. Is it not possible for a world to exist where you do, in fact, make too many hate videos? I don't know. This is my first time I've discovered you. But is it possible for a world to exist where you make too many hate videos, and also somebody else is right, and then not be a pussy? Or is it possible just potentially, for there to be a world where you don't make too many hate videos, and somebody mentions that, but they're not a pussy. It's just them having a narrow perception of the content you create. Is there not a world in which somebody's not a pussy and also gets to critique you for what you do on the internet? Because when you create this world in your own brain where everybody who says something negative against you is some kind of pussy, all I hear is that you're a snowflake and you're scared everyone is going to piss on you. Because you have to categorize them in a certain way to delegitimize any criticisms that they have. And, you know, from my point of view, it's funny as hell, but honestly, I don't know if it's a fair thing for you to do to yourself.
Because I have been calling out the bullshit that needs to be called out.
So I'm going to let you know right now. Okay, so Jeremy, you're calling out the bullshit that needs to be called out. I'm just going to go and say right now what is happening here. So Hasbro changes the name of their toy from Potato Head to Mr. Potato Head. Okay? You create a shit ton of outrage for that company because you're very mad at what they've done. Don't get me wrong. As a Nerf fan, I'm mad at things Hasbro's done too. But when you do this, you create the world where you are the marketing campaign for them. You are so red-pilled and you are such an individual that you have done for free the marketing of a corporation that knows not that you exist. Jeremy, this is as the first thing that I am interacting with on your channel, this is very disappointing.
And I will continue to do that. And I'm not going to stop because I see what they're doing. Now, after this announcement, after a massive tidal wave of backlash, they are now doing damage control.
That's not damage control. Dude, this was likely the case the whole time, Jeremy. They said they were changing the brand name. Nothing about this is changing the brand name. This is literally exactly what they said they were going to do. This isn't damage control, Jeremy. I would like to know what it was like in the in the corporate office, though. I'm going to go ahead and take a guess, okay, because people like you exist. I'm going to go and take a guess into the corporate office when they were deciding on what to do here. One person said, hey, maybe we should change the brand name to Potato Head instead of Mr. Potato Head. Another corporate exec goes, why? That's kind of silly. We've used it for years. The other person goes, well, there's a larger variety of gender-neutral people existing, and we have, you know, other toys under the Mr. Potato Head line that aren't exactly male. Wouldn't it make sense for us to just call it all Potato Head? Because they're all potato heads. One corporate exec goes, okay, but then the marketing manager comes in and just goes, guys, I've got it. Don't do this quietly. Take it to the press. Why would you take it to the press? And the marketing exec goes, because chuds on the internet are going to do all of our marketing for us. All of them. Our stocks are going to go way up. Hasbro, this is going to be what Hasbro needs to do to make up for our piss poor performance on the Nerf line. This is what we're going to do. Let's do it. Piss off right-wingers on the internet. Get free advertising. It's the exact same thing that Marvel did with Captain Marvel. Can you imagine how many people went to that movie just to see whether or not they hated it, who wouldn't have gone otherwise? But they went because right-wing chuds on the internet wouldn't shut the fuck up about it. Jeremy, you're so red-pilled that you are doing the job of the Borg for them. You did it. You did it. This is hilarious.
Your main spud, Mr. Potato Head, isn't going anywhere. Well, it was announced today that the Potato Head brand name and logo are dropping the Mr. I am proud to confirm that Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head aren't going anywhere and will remain Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head. Fuck you, Hasbro. Fuck you. And fuck your entire executive board and every single person involved with this decision.
Fuck them so hard that you're doing all their advertisement for them, Jeremy. Oh, you little victim. This is hilarious. This is your brain on red pill suppositories, everyone.
Fuck you. You are pieces of garbage, and not one single person with a working brain believes you. This is damage control, and they will continue.
Dude, it's not damage control. This is just marketing, and you are falling for it. You are creating the world you hate, and it is so funny to watch.
They will continue to try to push this nonsense. They basically overstepped today. The public reaction was too much. The public response was too much, and they have dialed it back. But trust me, they plan to continue to do this, to destroy everything.
So, no, I'm going to go to let you know right now. They didn't come up with that in 5 minutes. I don't know if you've ever been part of a brand, Jeremy, but discussions on what to do in a marketing department with your brand, from your logos and everything else, those things don't happen in a matter of minutes. You are having to believe essentially a conspiracy theory that somebody took an inordinately small amount of time to dial back because they were so scared of people like you. People like you scared them, apparently, according to you. That their toy from the 50s, it needed to be branded differently. So, apparently, without releasing brand products to the public beforehand, they just did the announcement. You're going to argue to me that they changed this and came up with these in a matter of minutes. These boxes right here. This is what happens after you've already had weeks and weeks and weeks of talks with your marketing team about what would be the best way to make the box look for your rebranding. This is what happens after you're done with that cycle. This is what happens after several iterations on a cutting room floor. This doesn't happen in a matter of minutes or even hours. This happens over several days and usually over several weeks. Several discussions coming into the executive office over and over again. Now, is there a possible world where maybe Hasbro got scared of right-wing chuds on the internet and decided, oh no, we might lose our money that's definitely not targeted at political speakers, and then did this change? Maybe. I think it's far more likely and far less conspiratorial to accept that a marketing department would find much more use in using you for free advertising. It makes so much more sense. And it is so much more simple if you just use Occam's razor and go, a marketing department knows chuds exist, knows that they're popular, and knows that they can get free advertisement from them. Is there anything else that he has of worth in here?
Like, think about it. Think about watching Toy Story. By 2021 standards in the social justice world, Toy Story is problematic.
How? The brand name isn't talked about in Toy Story, just the single Mr. Potato Head model. What?
Toy Story is problematic to these people.
How?
These people.
Where? Where is that being said anywhere?
Are insane. They are truly demented and twisted. They have a mental condition. They have
oh boy, ableism. My favorite. So I like when I hear from somebody who's, instead of giving a logical argument as to why the world is misshapen in the way that they don't like it, they have to then conclude that all of their enemies have a mental condition. Because ableism is the way to solve all of my problems, apparently. If I am a right-wing chud on the internet, the only reason that I want to use the R slur is because I have to use it as a self-defense mechanism.
Problems. And a lot of these people that are controlling everything from the corporate level are just looking to push agendas. And
they're looking to make money. The people at the corporate level, their agenda is making money. You're sitting here arguing that the left-wing people are the pawns here, while you do the marketing for those corporate overlords you hate so much. You are a pawn, my friend. And I am so sorry that this is the first iteration of your content that I am consuming, because I feel like this is going to color my view of you going forward.
They're looking to take advantage of weak-minded people.
Yeah, they did. You.
And that's how we have ended up in this position right now. These people are insane, and they will not stop.
So wait, hold on. I got a question. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. If these people are winning and they're getting the results they're looking for, is this insanity? Is it really? Because it doesn't seem like that to me. It just seems like even if I accept a world in which Hasbro did this because some like non-binary market exec said this is a good thing to do, this is the correct thing to do for the integrity of the company. Even then, if they're winning, how is that insanity? They're getting the results they want. They're not expecting different results. The person who's insane is you, expecting that something will be different here, as you do what I assume to be the same thing over and over again on your channel and rail against the wokies.
They will not stop at anything. The insanity is off the charts. The insanity is off the charts.
Do you even know what this word means?
I just saw a tweet, and I've kind of been responding a little bit like that. That's what I responded with Hasbro, because
you unironically made yourself the fucking clown meme. Okay.
They're clowns. We got this person here.
Stop calling your female colleagues smart or clever or brilliant. It's sexist.
So I responded.
Okay, so we're past the potato head thing, and now now he's talking about his Twitter wars. Okay, I don't care about your Twitter wars. Yeah, I don't think that calling somebody smart, clever, brilliant is sexist or infantilizing. It's just a compliment. I'm sure maybe this is even a take I could potentially agree with. But now that we're past the point, now that we're to your Twitter war, I don't care about your Twitter war. Dude, Jeremy, this is sad. This is the first thing that I have seen on your channel, and I am saddened. I am a gamer. I am a geek. I would like for your world to be one in which I can enter into and feel at home. But instead, I just feel infantilized, honestly. I feel like you're expecting me to be a little baby who will eat up whatever slop you throw in front of me merely because I'm hungry for a world that engages in cognitive bias. Cognitive bias affirmation. But, I don't know. What do you guys think in the comment section below? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comment section below. What's your opinions on Jeremy and this whole shtick? If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. Check my Patreon. It's going to be in the description below and also on an end card at the end of the video. As always, everyone, insert end of video tagline here. And don't do a company's advertising for them because you're mad at them. Come on. That's just sad. I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting really hungry. I would not mind if somebody touched that treat stream link and sent a thing. That'd be cool. Not saying you have to. In fact, I'd dial that back. You don't have to. Okay. Anyways, let's talk about what we are doing with the rest of today. Does Jeremy from Geeks Gamers know Jeremy from the Quartering? I don't know, but they act like the exact same fucking person, so maybe. Okay, so. We should read the potato head comment. What was the potato head comment, Spike? I do not see. All right, we have two options, and they have the exact same amount of viewership currently. yesterday we invaded Lotzilo. The first time we invaded Erlisi. We have 2 people we could invade here. Who are we invading today? Let me know, chat. Who would you rather invade? Who would you rather throw your bodies at right now? Because they'll be the ones that we raid. We would be doing a Twitch raid basically. The options are Erlisi, who is here. Hold on, we'll click.
It's painful playing Gates of Fire.
Ow, 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 pain, 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 pain.
Fury in there.
No, she's in PNG mode right now.
Into the floor.
And then Lotzilo is the other one who is currently apparently messing around in VR chat with her chibi model that she just made. There will be a link. So, which one are we invading? For those who can do Twitch. Anybody says raid Lotzi again. Last reaction was good. Everybody's voting Lotzi and Chibi. Okay. Copy link. Let's raid and hit them with positivity. Boop. Click the link. Let them know that you're being sent. We've all voted Chibi. So let's go. Let's do it. Remember to hit the follow button. Remember to follow.
Wait, Raid 2.0 has just begun from Sirius again? Oh, heck. Oh, no. Another YouTube raid. Oh, heck, you're ruining. But Avian33, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Haven. Thank you. Oh, T. You're holding my butt up. Hello, Sirius Santos. Well, hello, everybody. Poketexter, thank you so much for the follow. The cult of the unblinking one is here. Oh no! Oh god! All the follows.
I remember when this happened the first time.
Hair? Is it Asmodeus hair or what? Thank you so much for the follow. Sedark follow. Thank you so much for the follow. Hello everybody. Welcome to the fucking Haven. Holy fucking shit! I might be a chibi, but I still fucking swear. Third grade. Hello, yeah. Hello everybody. Holy shit, we're doing VR chat tonight, and oh, Species Domina, aka Letum, thank you so much for the follow. And then we have Eric Knox.
If we hit them with enough follows, they can't keep up.
Bohemian Lucy, thank you so much.
It happened yesterday. We can do it again.
Seriously,
let's do it again.
Thank you. Asmodeus. Deus? Okay. Maybe I'll remember it. Asmodeus. Okay.
So this is, they do know that you can switch Mr. Potato Head body parts and Mr. Potato Head body parts. And not know the difference between them.
More people following. Oh my gosh. The crafter. Thank you so much for the follow.
They're a fellow VTuber. I don't know them incredibly well. But I am trying to get to know more people who are in that community.
The instrument. Thank you so much for the follow. But everyone, welcome to the Haven. Thank you. Sorry for correcting. No. I'm so bad with names. Please correct me. Hello again, Lotzi. I come from Search.
Mr. Potato Head is the first gender bending toy.
Hello, Emily. Wonderful to see you. I am currently a chibi. I built this chibi week or two ago, or a week ago. Because we hit a Twitch channel point community goal. My chat raised in 15 days 150,000 channel points. Chibi's very cute. Yes, I'm not used to being chibi. There's Closet though. Hello, Closet. Lots of being cute again. Pretty cute avatar. Thanks for the unblinking one for our eyeballs in here. Oh my gosh. You're one of the first ones that actually spoke my nickname right after the first try. Oh yeah, I got someone's name right. Rimixen, thank you so much for the follow and welcome to the Haven. Thank you. Chibi is so cute. Hey, Emily says hi, Closet. Let me scoot over. Let's give lots of all the love. Sir sent us. Well, thank you. Very sweet. It's very sweet that he sent you guys. They sent you guys. Holy hackaroonie. I'm tired. Got my name right too? Hell yeah! But serious, hello, thank you! I'm currently a chibi in VR chat. And why do you have a gun? Tyler, why must you be big, mean, and scary? There's the boy.
Here, we will redeem an Ara.
Love for you. Oh, y'all are wonderful. Thank you. Thank you.
Giga says, I'm starting to think you might not be using your powers for good.
Yes.
How am I not using my powers for good?
Yes, I make chibi. I make model. Oh, I guess we got... Hold on. It's weird for a chibi to do this, but I don't really have a choice since you redeemed it. You got my name right too? Heck yeah! I'm glad I'm getting everyone's names right. But since Sir's redeemed this, as for you, we got an... Thank you for redeeming your PP points. Fun fact, Neopets hasn't been owned by the Church of Scientology. That hasn't been owned by the Church of Scientology for many years now. Wait, or has? Because I know it was. But never mind, I have to stay up a bit longer. Oof. Oh, we got a redeem for an ew. Thank you for redeeming your PP points. What's my name then? What, Raging Fenrir? Is that how I pronounce it? I've never figured. I always just call you Fen. I didn't think about it.
I'm causing chaos. Chaos bad.
No,
Chaos is good.
Ooh. Oh, did I do oh? Did I do ooh? Or no, or you're ooh bad. What's wrong with ooh? But Clara Valenix, thank you so much for the follow and welcome to the Haven. Thank you. Oh, redeeming. Oh, lots of you missed my when I got in. Did I miss it, Emily? Oh, let me just do another oboe. Let me do... Alright, so we got a bunch of them. So, Emily redeemed an oh, and then we have another oh, and another ew, and another oh. Thank you for redeeming your PP points, huh? Ooh, heresy. Sarah sent you? Oh, I'm happy to have you, everybody. Thank you. Oh, there's a bunch of chibis in the corner. You calling me Fen is fine. It saves time. Heck yeah. So that's what's in... Wait, what's in my head? What? Team Owo. I am team whatever works. I'm existing. That's what I am. We all TBs. There's a war between the Uwus and the OOs in Sir's community. I need to do a VR chat stream eventually, but I need to get a model made first. Yeah, I know that you messaged me. I haven't actually gone through all my Twitter replies recently because I took like that mental health break, and I just haven't gone back through. I barely post on Twitter, unless it's on my model making Twitter, but that's like the 18+ Twitter that no one needs to know about. Yeet the new chibi. We're not yeeting the new chibi. That's Siler, and I'm not yeeting my VR daughter. From now on, I won't be redeeming anything as I'm keeping my PP points for the private face reveal. You don't need to save your money for the save your points for the private face reveal. I literally post my face on the Discord and on Twitter all the time. No worries, mental health is more important than model making. I appreciate you understanding, Sirius. Yes, hi.
Whoa. We have done good in invading.
I don't know about being a big cutie. I'm currently little, but I don't know if I'm cute. Oh. Oh! Asmodeus Hair, thank you for the $5. Thank you. And we got a follow as well. Jameson Cole, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome to the Haven. Everyone is so busy. Modsy is indeed cutie. I don't know about being a cutie. I'll fight for the Uwu. We got Uwus and Owo fighters. Uwu and Owo fighters. Uwu close their eyes.
Ready, sir, since stream is winding down, I'm gonna head out.
The unblinking one.
See you, Pika.
Owo King, raise up. Senshini? Senshini. Aloha. Yeah, can I read words? What? You're just shooting your gun all over the place. Why? Oh, Emily redeemed a Thank you for redeeming your PP points. Got my stimulus check today, so sharing a little before the bills. Well, I greatly appreciate that, man. Every little bit helps me with my like streaming and whatnot. Luckily, most of the time, the things I make, the money I make in like subs and so on and so forth, pays the majority of my bills, and the little bit of model making commissions that I do does cover majority of my bills. It's just most of everything that I get from streaming, if it's like donations and such, will immediately go back into my stream. Because actually next week, super fucking exciting, I should have everything put together to be able to have full like hand and arm rigging when I'm not in VR, and also the iOS face tracking. So like the super intense, like it has like the 52 different face gesture blend shapes. So I'll have like full facial recognition and arms just from like my regular streams, and I'm so fucking excited.
We've winded down. Thank y'all for doing the raid.
Okay, now I'm going
For
to
those
try
who are
to get some
tuning in,
sleep. All right, DJ, you take
go ahead
care.
and click one last
we gotta
time.
pat the T. Someone wants to give T a pat. Come here,
We will
T.
be ending
I'm
out.
gonna give you a pat right here. Come here. Yeah, pat.